Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to take the often misunderstood law of attraction and transform it into a highly practical, actionable toolkit for your personal growth. We all know that one person who always just seems to catch the lucky breaks, right? The kind of person who approaches life with complete confidence and purpose, while everyone else feels stuck in these endless cycles of doubt. Well, today we're going to look at the exact difference between those two mindsets. And spoiler alert, it has absolutely nothing to do with magic. It has everything to do with how you actively construct your mindset. So let's dive into this. What if the life you're dreaming about isn't just wishful thinking, but actually something you can build through intentional daily habits? Just think about a typical morning for a second. If you wake up completely expecting the day to be a total disaster, that expectation literally influences your decisions. You might snap at a coworker, or maybe you skip an opportunity to collaborate, all because you're already on the defensive. But if you wake up with positive expectation, you approach that exact same coworker with openness. You might spark a project that changes the trajectory of your entire month. Your thoughts shape your expectations influence your decisions, and ultimately, those decisions shape your future. It's this continuous cycle of growth, and it starts entirely from within. To demystify this whole process, we're going to hit 5 key areas today: the core concept, creative visualization, vision boards, journaling, and positive self-talk.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the core concept. This is where mindset truly meets action.
The absolutely crucial point here is that the law of attraction isn't some mystical force. It's simply the powerful intersection where your constructive thoughts meet meaningful, consistent effort. Basically, the attitudes you focus on dictate how you spot opportunities and how you handle challenges. Look, hope without action rarely leads to anything changing. Why? It's just basic human psychology. Your brain is bombarded with millions of pieces of information every single second. To keep you from totally short-circuiting, it creates a filtering system, paying attention exclusively to what you repeatedly focus on. If you're always focusing on roadblocks, well, you're only going to see roadblocks. But if you focus on growth, you'll suddenly start noticing all the open doors.
Let's look at how this plays out in real life. Picture 2 people preparing for the exact same job interview. They are going to experience vastly different outcomes simply because a slight shift in mindset changes how they prepare. Imagine spending your whole week thinking, "I'm not qualified, they'll never choose me." Fear becomes this massive wall before you even start. You probably won't even research the company that well. But if you flip the script and tell yourself, "I'm going to prepare carefully, do my absolute best, and learn from the experience," you are far more likely to dig in, prep thoroughly, and walk into that room with confidence. The universe isn't just handing out jobs. Your mindset is simply dictating your level of preparation.
Moving right along to Section 2, creative visualization. This is all about mentally rehearsing your success.
This is a technique used constantly by top-tier athletes and high-performing professionals. Think about it for a second. Would you ever get into your car, turn on your GPS, and just hit the gas without typing in a destination? No way. Yet that's exactly how so many of us treat our daily lives. If you spend just 5 minutes every morning vividly imagining the feelings and the specific details of your ideal future, you are giving your mental GPS the destination it needs to actually guide your daily decisions. Without that clear destination, every road you turn down is going to feel completely random and totally exhausting.
Now, it's really important to remember that mentally rehearsing success does not replace the hard work. It's a compass, not the destination. It simply points you in the right direction so you can get to work. You aren't visualizing your goals to pretend life's challenges don't exist. You're doing it to keep your focus sharp when those inevitable challenges pop up. It's your internal compass. And every single time you finish visualizing, you have to ask yourself, what is one small action I can take right now to bring me closer to that vision?
Let's jump into Section 3, vision boards. Let's talk about how to actually visualize those goals. Building a vision board is actually really straightforward, especially if you focus not just on the stuff you want to own, but the personal qualities like discipline or integrity required to get there. First, you pick meaningful life categories. Then you choose images and words that represent the person you want to become. Finally, you ask yourself what small action aligns with that vision today. It's super easy to lose sight of your dreams when life gets chaotic. Let's say health is a category for you. Don't just stick a picture of a number on a scale on your board. Pin an image that represents the discipline it takes to wake up and go for a run at 6 a.m. You're building a visual map that keeps your true destination front and center.
I absolutely love this metaphor. A vision board is like a lighthouse. It doesn't move the ship, it just gives you a clear point of direction. Your board isn't going to magically eliminate life's storms. You're still going to face distractions, bad days, and stress at work. But that lighthouse helps you navigate back to shore when you're feeling lost. Imagine someone who has a picture of a marathon finish line on their board. When they've had a brutal day and have to choose between sinking into the couch or going for a training run in the pouring rain, that visual reminder cuts right through the storm and influences their choice.
Okay, section 4 is journaling. Time to organize those thoughts.
We all carry hundreds of worries, plans, and random thoughts in our heads every single day. Journaling is an amazing tool for cutting through all that mental clutter. You don't have to be a writer to do this. By spending just 5 minutes answering 4 simple prompts, you can totally organize your mind. In the morning, you just write, "Today I want to become someone who." Then, practice some gratitude. 3 things I'm grateful for. Project into the future. 1 year from now, my life looks like. And at the end of the day, reflect with, "Today I learned." Taking 5 minutes with a blank page is a quiet, really powerful promise to yourself before the daily chaos even starts.
And as you journal, you might notice a shift. We all have those days where we just want to throw our hands up and yell, "Why is this happening to me?" It's completely natural when life throws a curveball. But shifting just a few words, asking, "What is this experience teaching me instead?" literally changes the game. When you write down your reflections and make that tiny shift, you are transforming your frustration into a huge opportunity for personal growth. You stop playing the victim and you start extracting valuable wisdom from your toughest moments.
Finally, we have Section 5, Positive Self-Talk. Tuning in to your inner voice. You know, before you even speak to a family member, a friend, or a coworker today, you've already had a massive internal conversation with yourself. Replacing a harsh, limiting belief with an honest, affirming one doesn't mean you're being delusional. It just encourages you to keep growing instead of shutting down. Think about opening a rejection email. If your immediate thought is, "I always fail," you're giving yourself permission to just give up. But if you take a breath and say, "I'm learning," you acknowledge the sting of disappointment, but you're choosing a path of resilience.
Let me ask you this. Would you speak to your best friend the way you sometimes speak to yourself? It's kind of a striking realization, isn't it? We are so often our own worst critics. If your friend made a mistake, you wouldn't call them a failure. You'd tell them they're stronger than they realize. You would give them grace. We have to learn to offer ourselves that exact same kindness and patience. The way you speak to yourself matters more than literally any other conversation you are ever going to have. So here are 5 powerful shifts you can make right now. Tell yourself, "I am capable of learning. I welcome new opportunities. I choose courage over fear. I focus on progress, not perfection. And I take meaningful action every day." Yeah, it might feel a little awkward standing in your bathroom saying this out loud at first, but think of it like mental weightlifting. You are building reps. Every time you replace a negative thought with one of these, you are actively strengthening your mindset and reminding yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. When we take a step back and look at all 4 of these tools together as a complete system, it becomes super clear that none of these are magical shortcuts, but combined, they create a completely robust system for intentional living. You give your mind a destination through creative visualization. You keep that destination visible with your vision board. You clear the mental clutter through journaling, and you build your resilience through positive self-talk. It's a full ecosystem. The destination needs the reminder needs the clarity, and the clarity needs the resilience. Ultimately, the absolute most important takeaway from this entire explainer is to anchor all of this mindset work in reality. And you do that by asking yourself one simple question every single day. What is one small action I can take today that moves me closer to that vision? A mindset shift is just the starting line, guys. It's the consistent, tiny actions like reading 10 pages, practicing a hard skill, finally sending that email that actually bridge the gap between where you are right now and where you deeply want to be.
Your future isn't created in some sudden, extraordinary flash. It's shaped by the small, seemingly insignificant choices you are making right this second. So, as you step back into your day, I want to leave you with a final thought to spark your journey. If your future self could thank you for just one decision you make today, what would that decision be? Think about it for a second, and then go take that first step.